lions say they're leaving, but they're lying, throwing nothing. Looking at you, JoJo from Cheers, you're dumb. It's just so good. Oh, I've been sipping, enough to satisfy up the taste of the glass they're flipping. Been tipping, been wet to my soul, but I never get full. Bottomless glass, no empty cups. Bathe in the rain of these baited cups. So don't listen, I listen. Pour me another Harry Sisson. I'm sipping, knowing that they're flowing. Really gets my motor going. I can't help it. I can't help it. They're crying and denying, say they're leaving, but they're lying, throwing nothing.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Know Your Enemies podcast, episode 53. I'm James Justice. We got Steve and Ruth over here. What are we doing, Steve?
Fighting!
Yeah, all day, every day. What's going on, everybody? Hope everybody's having a good week. Man, we had these No Kings protests going on all over the country. And supposedly they were really, really huge. And, the media got caught lying about it and using pictures from a while ago.
Why? They weren't huge?
No, definitely not big. So they had to Photoshop and use AI and all this other stuff just to make it seem like it was this big swell in numbers when it wasn't. And I got a couple of videos that I took. I was boots on the ground at these No Kings protests, and we hit up 3 different locations. We went to Mineola, we stopped over in Huntington, and then another spot in Babylon. And I have it up on ucnynews.com. You can go find the Rumble channel, and everything's up on there. Also on Facebook. If you're following me on Facebook, look up James Justice, and it's one of my recent videos over there. And, man, the orcs and goblins were out in full force. Mineola was pretty packed. I can't lie. Mineola was pretty packed. But wait till you see the behavior. It was really disturbing, man. These people, it's like, first of all, it's like they opened up the nursing homes and they let a lot of old people out. And then put in their head before they went, they wound up their batteries with, hey, Trump's a king and you're going to lose everything and be homeless and you might not even be in the nursing home. So you better get out there and fight. So this is what it looked like on the ground. Here's a quick clip. Let's see this.
Look at these beautiful people. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. You're beautiful people, folks. Oh, my God. Look at the goblins, guys. Oh, my God. They're not hot. They're not hot. They're not hot. There it is. There it is. Say it louder. Say it with your chest.
These people
Do
are
you
nuts.
see this, guys? Holy cow. Yo, you guys are so fucked up. I love you. I love you guys. We love you. 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 You guys are the best. Oh, shit, look at this guy. Oh, my God. You want to talk about mental illness? It's right here. Mental illness. Mental illness.
Wow. Yo, so that's just a little snippet of what I was dealing with this weekend. So I was rolling with the Long Island MAGA Patriots. My buddy Vinny's got a jacked up MAGA truck. It made the news internationally. It was huge. He used to have Biden hogtied on the back, and CNN had a complete meltdown, especially when we went and trolled Kathy Griffin at the Paramount Theater in Huntington when she was holding that mock head up of Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah, we went down the block with a mock head of her, and she just, I'm crying. These Trump supporters are following me and ruining my career. And yeah, we made a real spectacle out of her little show, and she ended up crying about it. But that wasn't even a highlight. That guy was wearing like a banana hammock and running around and jumping up and down on the streets, and there were kids in the line. You know, it's not appropriate and decent exposure. It isn't creepy old guy, just almost with nothing on. So that didn't even take the cake. You think that's crazy? Look at this next clip of I caught a couple blown up animals, and let's go, roll it. We got frogs. Look at this. So look at this guy. He drops his cane. Old man drops the cane. We gotta run that back. What do we got going on over there? So anyway, the old guy drops the cane, and then moons the entire convoy that's rolling by. An old man. Yo, that was disgusting. Absolutely disgusting. So, I don't know. You have that clip ready? It's going to be clip number 2. Yeah. So, look at this guy right here. Oh, I don't know why it stops like that.
Well, I know why. They don't want the public to see.
Oh, maybe we can't. He can't show his booty crack on the air. Oh, all right. So, yeah, anyway, if you want to see that full clip, just go to my Facebook page. I have the full clip over there, and it is just bananas. I got people mooning me. People were just pulling out their private parts, and it was disgusting.
Really?
Yeah, it was bad, bro. It was bad.
Is that part of being liberal?
I think so. I think, what it looked like these people don't have souls. When you look in their eyes,
when I originally thought of, what is liberalism, you kind of think it's like sleeping around, like sharing
free love, hippies,
yeah,
stuff like that.
And I don't think there's anything wrong with like the Grateful Dead or anything, and I don't think there's anything wrong with love, but I just think that liberalism, in a sense, is a little bit like taboo. It's like I
don't know. I say if you're not a patriot in this time and this day, then
it's
we don't.
The opposite of conservatives. Conservatism.
Might as well be a commie.
Conservatism, you want to have the family unit most importantly, and you think of liberalism, and you think, okay, well, that's people that they're just like sleeping around.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, there's many facets to the whole.
I don't know. When you start throwing septum rings and piercing your face and dyeing your hair green and wearing fishnet stockings with big, grotesque, pasty legs, I think there's a problem. But did you see Trump's response to the No Kings rally and all the goblins and orcs running around?
Are you going to show me?
I'm going to absolutely show you.
Let me see it.
Let's see how Trump felt about the No Kings. Harry Sisson got dumped on. Yeah, so that was Trump's response to the No Kings rally. He drove by in a jet with a crown on and dropped massive amounts of feces on these goblins, and I thought that was absolutely hilarious. Absolutely hilarious.
I think the next No Kings rally protest, whatever they call it, I think that you have to interview people.
Yeah, I'll be out there interviewing people. It's just I was in a convoy. And,
because some of them may have legitimate complaints that you have the same complaints. And
I don't know.
They just may need,
Some of these people are nuts. Trump was also being vocal about the 2020 election with Georgia. Let's see some updates of what he's talking about.
Twice. Okay, I won it very big the last time, and I won it big the first time, and I won it big the second time, but we had criminals that didn't allow, I hope they're going to go into that. I hope they go into the votes which are being stored in Fulton County and take a real look at those votes, okay, because I won it the second time.
Yep. So he's getting to the bottom of the whole entire 2020 election thing. Mm-hmm. Obama's under the scope now. He's in deep doo-doo. And, everything that was done.
But now I think it's out. It's out. Like, Michelle is really Michael. You saw something about that?
No, I didn't see that yet. But I know it's Michael. I saw her voting card.
Yeah, but, it's out. I think she admitted it.
No, good.
I saw a video this week of her, admitting it.
Stop lying to the public, You shouldn't have had to come under the presidency under fraud.
Or she just slipped again. It was something, but it was pretty. I think she said, or he might have said again, my husband Michael.
Well, yeah. Well, if you look up the name Michael LaVaughn Robinson, you're going to come across some funny search results because Michael LaVaughn Robinson was actually Michelle Obama. And then if you pull up the election records back, I think it was in 1992 or 1994, somewhere around those areas, when she filled out the voter registration, it was checked mail, clear as day.
Yeah.
Come on, man. You know?
Yeah.
As Joe Biden would say, come on, man.
So I guess he's playing the crying game.
I don't know.
Maybe it's his thing because they were never married in college.
Well, he was never supposed to be president in the first place because he was born in Kenya. I was supposed to have his brother on the show to confirm it, but this guy punked out. He was like,
we had his brother, but he punked out.
He's like, I want to get paid. He goes, I charge to come on podcast.
You should have paid him.
So, no, this is what I told him. I said, listen, that's so funny because I charge a fee as well. So it could be about reciprocal trade, and we could just knock the fees off, and you could just come on the podcast. And he never responded back.
Fuck.
Come on, Odinga. What is his name? Malik. Who the hell is Odinga? I think I was the president.
I don't know. But back to, we got to get that guy on the show.
Yeah, he'll be on eventually. It's only a matter of time.
We're talking about Barack Obama's brother.
Only a matter of time. And then we were also supposed to have on Bill Clinton's illegitimate son, Danny Williams. He was supposed to come on.
He punked out too.
You know, these people get nervous. They're like, I don't know what they're going to do, what they're going to ask me.
We got to start
because I'm not putting out
people.
We're not putting out, pre-questions here. You just got to answer these questions and follow this script. We don't do scripts.
They're traveling. We got to at least compensate them for travel, bro.
Where's he traveling to?
I don't know. Where's he coming from?
Who?
Oh, you mean Zoom?
Yeah, man. That shit don't cost nothing. Zoom somebody and you want to charge me to have you come into my podcast on a Zoom call? Nope, not happening,
Come on,
man.
bro. People
you're either a rebel for the cause or you can sit your ass on the sideline. That's how I feel about it, man. Because, listen, if we're going to stop the New World Order, there's no fees involved with that, man. Because they're
not on
They're going to be putting fees on us.
That aren't on a team, bro. They're not on a team. They're not patriots. They're people.
Yeah,
they're just struggling trying to get by.
Well, I don't know. I think he's doing pretty good.
Click if they're contemplating talking to somebody like you.
Yeah, you never know.
See what I'm saying? He's broke.
Know.
He's broke. He's broke.
He's probably in one of those mud huts over there like, yo, please. All right, so we're going to take a quick break. We're going to run some commercials, and we're going to come back on the other side. We're going to have Joe Rogan talking about Mark of the Beast and a lot of big other things coming. So stay tuned.
Robert Cornicelli doesn't write for attention. In What is White, Cornicelli exposes an uncomfortable truth. Whiteness isn't an identity, it's a weapon, one used to divide us, while the system thrives on guilt and control. It's for everyday Americans ready to push past guilt, question the lies, and reclaim who they are. Proceeds support the Veteran Recovery Coalition, helping veterans rebuild their lives. What is White? Available now.
Who broke the television?
Can we laugh at that? Sounds a little mean.
As of this week, public gay sex will now be mandatory.
Am I the only one that could see his lips move?
Cheekbones, baby.
I'm sorry, maybe I overreacted.
Corporate transfer. Fine professional, moving and storage, and inventory management.
Hey, fellow patriots, it's Cindy Gross here, host of Right for America from your favorite place, the America First Warehouse. You've seen me show on my show so many products from this country's #1 most patriotic manufacturer with close to 400 products. You need to exchange the products you use in your house to this company and make your dollars count in our country.
All right, live from Studio 6B on a Friday night, live at the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
It's me, Joe the Box, the America First Warehouse, most patriotic venue in all the land.
The America First Warehouse, a beacon for all to see, a symbol of unity. For the patriots of America, we stand tall and free. In the America First Warehouse, where our hearts will always be.
All right. We are back, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you share this out. Let's beat these algorithms. If you're on Facebook, X, Rumble, YouTube, wherever you are right now, share this out to your friends and family. Make sure that you get it out because we are the resistance to the New World Order. And let's get back into the news. So we got Joe Rogan talking about the mark of the beast, which is pretty interesting because Joe Rogan has been dibbling and dabbling in a lot of these subjects for years and years and years and never really got into breaking the surface on it. So let's roll this clip about the mark of the beast.
How long before we're a cashless society?
This is where I get scared because it's too similar to the mark of the beast. It's too similar to exactly what it says. You won't be able to trade, you won't be able to do anything unless you have the mark.
How's the mark of the beast described in the Bible? We should read it. Then I saw another beast rising out of the earth. It had two horns like a lamb, and it spoke like a dragon. It deceives those who dwell on earth. It also causes all, both small and great, both rich and poor, both free and slave, to be marked on the right hand or the forehead, so that no one can buy or sell unless he has the mark. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 666.
Look how happy she is to put her palm over there. Oh my God, guys, it worked.
That's the coolest thing ever.
Yeah, coolest thing ever. So they make it trendy. First they start with the palm scan, then they start with the biometrics, and they're ushering this in, and it's right around the corner, guys. So unless we get, the flames under the asses of our politicians and institute the digital Bill of Rights,
absolutely, we need the resistance of we need a digital Bill of Rights, and we have to resist those digital IDs. What are they called?
Yeah, digital IDs.
Yeah.
Yep.
We need to resist those.
So this is what's going on in Europe. Pull this shot up.
A lot of people resisted the real ID.
Yeah. So Europe is going to be replacing the passport stamps with biometric entry and exit systems from October 12th, which already passed, 2025. So your passport is now invalid, and you have to go swap it out for a digital ID, and that's Europe, right? And they're rolling this out everywhere. And it's already been in China for a couple of years now, and the younger generations of the kids are already basically used to it. And it's not
airlines are going to go out of business. Yeah. All travel is going to go out of business.
Yeah, it's going to be restricted.
All of these countries that depend on tourism are going to go out of business.
Yep.
What's the United States going to do? Bail all those countries out too?
Well, let's check out China. Let's see how these kids are living. Roll this
Europeans
clip.
Travel all over the world. Now they're not going to start traveling. The airline companies are going to take hits.
So these are the kids trying to get into elementary school.
Oh my God.
And unless they pass this biometric scan, they don't get in.
And for what?
This is for the surveillance grid. All right, now they got to get lunch. Lunchtime, guys. Put your face to the computer screen. Make sure it reads you. Make sure that your parents are good servants and they didn't mess up your credit score so you can have lunch. And this is the crap that's going on, and they're pushing. So if that's the future that you want for your kids, then keep watching Netflix, keep watching your movies, keep being entertained, and keep not caring. Keep going out to the store shopping and buying your stupid merchandise that's not going to do anything or fill any voids.
Let's not be too dramatic, James.
No, but seriously, I'm tired of cowards in society, just complaining all the time. And when we have stuff like this going on and being implemented, and they do nothing. So if you have kids and you're not on the front line and you're not going, wait, this is going to be a problem, I don't want my kid digitally enslaved. You're a coward. Look yourself in the face in the mirror and call yourself a coward, because that's what you are. So stand up. Now's the time. There's not much time left. Like, we're talking about within the next 2 years.
If it already went through Europe, it's a matter of time. He's right.
It's going into Canada next, right? And after Canada comes here. So
he's right. It's going to Canada next, then after Canada, they'll push it here. But you know where it won't go? It won't go to Mexico.
No.
So if you want to make it to the border of Mexico, you could do it. Unless he has the wall built and then you're trapped.
I have a question about Mexico. How does Mexico have a Jewish lady as president?
I don't know.
How does that make sense? Wouldn't it be a Mexican person that grew up there and has the culture of Mexico?
I didn't even know that to be true.
A better fit president? Yeah.
Really?
I don't know her name.
Ask Alexa.
I don't follow.
It's Siri. Ask Siri. Hey Siri, who's the president of Mexico?
It's crazy.
Sheinbaum is the president of Mexico.
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah. So it's like
right.
It's like, how does this work?
Claudia Sheinbaum.
Sheinbaum. Yeah. But anyway, let's get into Pelosi having meltdowns outside when journalists are asking her real questions. Play this real quick.
Shut up. I did not refuse the National Guard. The president didn't send it. Why are you coming here with Republican talking points as if you're a serious journalist?
The American people want to know. We still have questions. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. Thanks a lot, Nancy. All right, so here's her actually saying that it's her fault that the National Guard wasn't there. Roll this clip.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on.
This is January 6, 2020.
This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff that should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
Wait for it.
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
That is not a question of how they have been. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them.
Oh, man. See, I take responsibility for not having them. But then anybody asks her a question about it, she's like, shut up!
Well, she came to her senses.
Yeah, crazy. So, you could see the flip-flop in the lives of these Democrats. But let's get into some deep topics real quick. Let's switch it up, change gears. Charlie Kirk was talking about the October 17th attack and how there's got to be an excuse for a stand down because of what happened and the atrocities and the massacres that took place.
Well, what Charlie said is that the country's not big at all, and it's a surveillance state, a total surveillance state. Everywhere you look, there are AK-47s.
Let's roll the clip. Let's see what Charlie said.
Was there a stand down order? Was there a stand down order? 6 hours? I don't believe it. Israel's the size of New Jersey. When I took a helicopter ride from Jerusalem to the Gaza border, it's 45 minutes. Wow. 6 hours. They're live streaming the killing of Jews. Did somebody in the government say stand down? That is a legitimate, non-conspiracy question.
Wow. So he was asking about that. And it just so happens that an IDF soldier just surfaced and gave testimony about how they did receive stand-down orders for that entire area. Let's roll this clip.
For us, October 7th starts before 6:30. I was a soldier in the mortar platoon of Golani Brigade's 13th Battalion. And that night, myself, my sergeant, may he rest in peace, the three of us were pulling an all-nighter. At 5:20 a.m., we're sitting by the radio so as not to wake the other radio operator. And my deputy battalion commander suddenly gets on the radio with a strange message. All stations. I don't know why. I don't know how. No patrol on the fence until 9 a.m.
What time was this?
5:20 in the morning.
They were told not to patrol the border fence between 5:20 and 9 a.m., the exact time Hamas was planning to attack. But in order for those directions to be given, A, his superiors would have to know Hamas's plan down to the hour, which how could they possibly do that except from Instagram? And B, his superiors would have to want to allow Hamas to attack. But that would be ridiculous. And I'm not going to believe anything like that until I hear the actual orders sent out over the radio that morning telling them to stand down until 9 a.m. and no one has that audio. He thanks, Gary. Let's play that.
All stations are to hold their positions. So in terms of ground forces in Oregon, we don't have anything significant. The brigade issued a directive for our forces, pending a situation assessment until 9 a.m. No vehicle is to approach Burma. I'll say it again. Until 9 in the morning, pending the situation assessment, no vehicle is to go down to Burma. We're in rear staging areas, a brigade-level arrangement. I don't know exactly why.
I don't know why, but all units, just don't do your job for the next, 4 or 5 hours.
So you can cut that off.
What you hear outside.
So that's pretty mind-blowing. I mean, it's not mind-blowing if you've kind of been following this for a long time and understand what the strategies are behind this, but it's very disturbing to hear things like that this was intentionally done. I mean, I don't have any firsthand experience, in the battlefield, and you don't either. But it just so happens we have a guest that's going to be coming on, and his name's Feroze Sidhwa, and he's from Doctors Beyond Borders, and he was actually in Gaza working on the people and testified in front of the United Nations, Council for Foreign Relations. It was like a big committee hearing they had, and he testified on what he was seeing and what was actually going on down there. And we're going to take that testimony that he gave to the UN, and we're going to bring it on our show so we can get some live boots on the ground feel and firsthand knowledge of actually what was going on. Because you could watch all these videos on, YouTube, TikTok, all these social media accounts, and all right, maybe some of it's propaganda, but at the end of the day, it all can't be propaganda. And some of these videos were absolutely horrific regarding women and children, and it's mind blowing. So we're gonna get some answers, man. That's what we're gonna do today. So we have a surgeon coming on, and it's gonna be epic. It's going to be epic.
Interesting. All right. How long before he jumps on?
We got about 45 seconds. We're going to cut the break. And when we come back to break, he's going to be coming in on the other side. I'll give him a nice introduction. And, yeah, man, this is it. This is it. We will finally get a little clarity from some firsthand eyewitness testimony. And, big shout out to this doctor for being brave and, being a part of Doctors Beyond Borders, because it takes a lot to jump on a plane and go into a foreign country and still serve humanity with the best of your
very
ability.
Impressive. The doctors that do that, very impressive.
Yeah.
And that word in Spanish is impresionante.
Yeah, man.
Impresionante.
All right,
doctors
guys.
that go across borders.
We're going to take a quick break. We're going to see you on the other side. Share this out. Share this out. Share this out. It's about to get real. Let's go.
Judges, broken families torn apart. This isn't justice. If you've been wronged by the system, join us. Don't stand alone. Hi, I'm Gary Jacobs, president of Americans for Legal Reform. We're the oldest legal reform group in the United States. The justice system in the United States should be transparent, fair, and open to everybody and accessible. Unfortunately, many times that's not the case. At Americans for Legal Reform, we are here to help. Join the movement. Visit AmericansForLegalReform.com and help reform the system before it fails you.
My name is Elena Ruseva, aka Megalangela. Please check my art at www.megalangela.vip.
Are you a musician, comedian, actor, filmmaker, or artist who stands for traditional American values? Do you believe in the preservation of our nation, our culture, and our freedoms? If you share our passion for America and want to use your talents to make a difference, we want to hear from you. Our mission is clear. Through the arts, we uphold the principles of freedom, faith, family, and the American spirit. It's time to step up to the mic and make your voices heard. So contact us at AmericanConservativeArtists.com. The Queens Village Republican Club is America's oldest Republican club, founded in 1875. Situated in President Trump's hometown in Queens, New York, we are America First MAGA Republicans, empowering fellow Republicans to get involved in the game of politics at the grassroots level. We host inspiring monthly club meetings on the first Thursday of each month at 8 p.m. For more information, please go to our website at www.qvgop.org.
It's Tuesday here at the America First Warehouse. I am Joe the Box. And I'm John the Blanket.
Freddie Rubino here with my podcast. That's what I'm talking about. Coming to you live from the most patriotic venue in the land.
Welcome to Right for America.
I'm James Justice. We got Stephen Ruth over here. What are we doing, Steve? Fighting!
Welcome to Tune In Tuesday of the Patriots Podcast, live streaming every Tuesday night at 7:30.
Another edition of On the Right Side here, and you can catch us weekly, Wednesdays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time.
And welcome to Liberty's Cage, where we rip the veil off America's broken justice system. Prisons that crush spirits and a society that shuns people who have paid their price.
Well, welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Kevin Downey Jr. Podcast. Be free, stay free.
Welcome to Suffocating in Suburbia with me, your host, Stevie GB.
All right. We are back at the America First Warehouse. We have a special guest today that's going to be giving some very enlightening information. We have Dr. Feroze Sidhwa. I hope I didn't butcher that too much. Dr. Feroze is a trauma surgeon with the Doctors Beyond Borders, known for his frontline humanitarian work in some of the world's most devastated regions. He has provided emergency care in Gaza, Syria, and other conflict zones, witnessing firsthand the impact of war on civilian life. In 2025, Dr. Sidhwa testified before the United Nations Foreign Affairs Committee, delivering a powerful statement on the collapse of child protections and medical infrastructure in Gaza. His work stands as a testament to courage, compassion, and the truth in the face of imaginable suffering. And with that, welcome to the show, Doctor.
Welcome.
Hey, nice to meet you guys.
Nice to meet you too. We commend you on your bravery and your compassion, your willingness to help others.
No, thank you. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
So when you were in Gaza, let's get into a little bit about your background. Actually, before we do that, your background, and then what got you into Doctors Beyond Borders.
Yeah, my parents are immigrants from Pakistan. They're from a small ethnic and religious minority. They're called the Parsis. So they're a non-Muslim, non-Christian, non-Jew. That doesn't have any connection with that. So I was born in the States. I was born in Houston. I grew up in Flint, Michigan, and I went to college in Baltimore at Johns Hopkins. I went to residency. Well, actually, after college, I lived in Israel for about a year. Then I taught middle school for about a year in Baltimore, and then I went to med school in San Antonio. It's a long history. And then after that, I did my residency in Boston at Boston Med Center, and my trauma fellowship was at Cooper, which is in southern Jersey. And then I came out to California and have been practicing here in Stockton, California ever since.
Wow, that's great, man.
Yeah, that's awesome.
That's a lot of education.
Yeah, it takes a while, but it's good work. You don't want someone working on your mom if they don't know what they're doing. So
exactly.
I understand it.
Exactly. So, at what point did you get on board with leaving the country and going to help people in conflict zones?
Yeah, actually, I've been doing that since med school. When I was in college, that's when the Second Intifada broke out, the Second Palestinian Uprising in the occupied territories, and from that point on, I kind of just got involved in learning about the conflict. I edited some books on the topic, like for University of California Press and for OR Books in London. And after that, I wanted to see the conflict up close. I went to college thinking I'd be a doctor because my dad's a doctor. But after getting involved in learning about the conflict, I thought, maybe law, maybe something else would be better. Who knows? And so I went and lived in Israel for a year. I worked with the Palestinian Jewish Cooperative while I was there. And but then the people I gravitated towards when I would tour around in the West Bank and even in Israel were the physicians. So I just kind of decided, these are the people I want to work with in my life. And I just found the work that they did impressive, to be honest. I mean, I can fly in, do some good work for a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 4 weeks, and then come back and I can pat myself on the back. But these people actually live it, and so for me to be able to at least come in and help them sometimes and give them some relief, some temporary relief was what I wanted to do. So the first time I went abroad to actually work in a hospital was to Zimbabwe, to southern Zimbabwe, in after my first 6 months of med school. So I really didn't know how to do anything. After that, I went to Hebron in the south of the West Bank and worked there for 6 or 7 weeks. And then after the next time, I think I went to Haiti, I went to Dominican Republic. Then starting in 2022, I started going to Ukraine to help teach the Ukrainian surgeons and other physicians about trauma care, because they don't, despite having been in war, they don't really know much about actual trauma care itself. And then after October 7th was the first time I was able to go to Gaza. So then I went there in March of 2024 was the first time I went there, and then I went back in March of last year, and I'm going back in a few weeks actually.
Wow. Well, we commend you for all your service, man. You're definitely a hero.
Absolutely.
100%.
I don't know about that, but one thing I sometimes people poo-poo Americans as, oh, they're this, they're that, but I've always found the American culture, which is the only culture I grew up in, to be welcoming and wanting to help your neighbors and wanting to see the world for what it actually is, and to make a positive impact on the world. So that's. I don't know. I always felt like it was the natural thing to do. So, yeah.
That's good. And when you were a kid, did you always have in your mind that you wanted to be a doctor and help people when you got older?
Not that I wanted to help people, but that I wanted to be a doctor, because my dad's a physician.
His pops was a doctor.
Yeah,
Right,
my
so
dad was a doctor, so it just seemed natural. Exactly.
You've been in how many conflict zones?
I guess it depends on how broadly you define conflict, but Haiti, Zimbabwe, Ukraine, the West Bank, Gaza, those would be the ones.
5 conflict zones. And what did you see in Gaza as far as targeting of children or things like that?
Yeah, so this is something I wrote about when I got back. I polled 64 other American healthcare workers who've worked in the Gaza Strip since October 7th. And I forget the exact numbers, but I think it was about 85% of us regularly saw small children shot in the head or the chest in Gaza. That was pretty. I can't say it was shocking, because I know the human rights literature, and I know that Israel or Israeli forces have a long history of shooting children, and with impunity. It's not something that's there's rarely ever any discipline meted out for it, but seeing it in person was a different thing. It did strike me as pretty amazing. After my first trip to Gaza, that was March 25th to April 8th. It was 13 days of actual clinical work. During that time, I saw 13 small children shot in the head. I'm talking about like preteen children, not 17-and-a-half-year-old boys.
Shot in the head.
In the head, yeah. I think head and chest, yeah, head and or chest, yeah.
And
it's very hard to tell those kinds of things as a physician, to be perfectly honest. I don't know. People have asked, was it a sniper? Was it a drone? Was it tank fire? And honestly, physicians have no way of knowing. I mean, we're not human rights investigators, and unfortunately, the only question that we ask people is like, what happened? I got shot. Oh, okay, let's figure it out. Yeah. The few times I did have a chance to ask, family members who were there or witnessed it or whatever, what had happened is they just said the kids were playing outside or the kids were playing inside when they got shot. But they were in the cases that I personally saw, they didn't know, was it drone fire, was it sniper fire, and furthermore, I didn't ask because I didn't. It's just not relevant to actually taking care of this person.
You're just trying to save their life.
Yeah, you're just trying to work on them, and unfortunately, if it was the U.S., I would be happy to ask all sorts of details, because there's only one person in front of me. But in Gaza, you got a bunch of people you need to deal with. So it was just kind of get what you need to get and then move on. Yeah.
Yeah. So out of some of the more violent regions that you covered, would you say that Gaza was like a whole nother level compared to past experiences in conflict zones? Yeah, and for me, Gaza was by far the most violent place I've ever been to. By a wide margin. I mean, there was just nothing even remotely close. The first time I was in Gaza was during the Battle of Khan Yunis. So there were Israeli ground troops in Khan Yunis, and the hospital I was at is on the southeastern edge of that city, European hospital. So
So we were seeing a lot of casualties from active fighting, bombing, shooting, whatever it might be. The second time I went was March 6th to April 1st of this year. And when I got there, the ceasefire was actually still the previous ceasefire was still on. And so I was actually able to walk around Khan Yunis. Now, Khan Yunis is actually the least destroyed city in the Gaza Strip. And still every fourth building was completely obliterated. It was completely nuts. Because we've seen like drone footage and stuff, but when you actually walk around, you're like, holy crap, what is this? Because, you see the drone footage of like Gaza City or Rafah, and that's where like everything is just gone. It's just shocking. It's really incredible. Jared Kushner just the other day said it was like a nuclear bomb. I'd never seen Gaza beforehand, no, but I mean, it wasn't, but there weren't, I can assure you that every fourth building hadn't been destroyed before October 6th.
I saw it was nice.
It would look like a beautiful, thriving city beforehand. And
well, yeah, Gaza City especially was, was it a paradise? No, of course not. It was a poor place. It was under siege. There was all sorts of difficulties, but it was a big metropolis. And in fact, Gaza City was actually the largest city in Israel and the occupied territories. It's bigger than Tel Aviv. It's bigger than Jerusalem. It's bigger than Haifa. It's bigger than Ramallah. It's bigger than Jenin. It's bigger than Nablus. Like, it's the biggest city in that region.
Yeah.
And it's actually one of the oldest cities in that region too, maybe other than Jerusalem. So it's really quite a thing that's been done to it. Yeah.
Were you shocked as they bombed hospitals?
Again, shocked. As in surprised that it's happening? No. But, surprised at the moment it happened? Yes. Or actually, sorry, let me say it differently. Was I surprised that the Israelis, with our backing, unfortunately, were bombing hospitals and attacking hospitals to the degree that they were? Yes. That I thought that was pretty surprising. What was most surprising is that it was just done in the open. It wasn't like hidden. There was no attempt to even... like normally you'd be like, no, we didn't do that.
Yeah.
So no attempt to pretend otherwise.
How about?
But I was at Nasser Medical Complex on March 23rd. I remember the day because it's my sister's birthday. But I was there on March 23rd when the hospital was bombed, and actually I was about 2 minutes away from getting killed. I was on my way down to my patient's room. Ibrahim, he was a 16-year-old kid, and the Israelis fired probably a drone-fired missile into his room. To kill the other guy in the room. It was they wanted to kill the other guy because they said he was a Hamas politician. And I was headed down to because we lived on the 4th floor of the hospital. And I was headed down to the 2nd floor, where the surgical ward used to be, to change his bandages one last time because he was going to go home the next day. So that was I'd like to pretend it doesn't bother me, but it's still a little bit scary. Yeah,
well,
for sure.
We got about 10 seconds before we cut to break, and I think we'll get back. And if you want to get into what you were telling the UN about your time, that'd be great. But we'll be back on the other side, and we'll see you guys in a little bit. Share this out.
Stay tuned.
The America First Ultra MAGA Store. For all your MAGA needs.
I can hear you.
We sell t-shirts, tumblers, flags, hats, sneakers, bumper stickers, and a whole lot more. The most patriotic America First retail store. The America First Ultra MAGA Store.
Gold and silver, it's God's money, and we all need it. Unfortunately, the whole precious metals industry is rigged in favor of the wealthy people. In fact, it's so complicated that 95% of all Americans don't own any precious metals. What the industry needed was a way for us to buy fractional units of precious metals, get free storage in a secure vault, have them insured, take physical possession of the metals, or instantaneously liquidate the assets at one of the highest buyback prices in the industry. Well, now there is. It's called a sound money account, and everybody needs one. With a membership, you can start buying gold and silver with as little as $1. Now that fits everyone's budget. Also, our members can gift gold and silver between each other in our Sound Money accounts. What a great way to pass on generational wealth. You'll be able to rest easier knowing you have the security and flexibility found in having your very own Sound Money account. Please scan the QR code or go to TAFWSoundmoney.com to learn more. The America First Warehouse wants every American to have access to owning their very own precious metals.
All right,
the America First Warehouse. Live at the America First Warehouse on a Friday, Real America's Voice, all across the country, 103.9 LI News Radio, all across your radio, Suffolk County, Long Island. Glad you're in.
America First Warehouse was really the most patriotic venue that you can ever imagine. We wanted to build something for people to be able to come to and feel so comfortable and so relaxed, because there is nothing out there like it. We give an opportunity for people to really feel good about themselves and about this great country.
Back at the America First Warehouse. Welcome back to the episode 53, Know Your Enemies podcast. So we have our doctor on the line here, and he did a speech in front of the UN at the Foreign Affairs Committee that I found like mind-blowing, and I think it's very powerful. So if you want to get into maybe a summary of what you were saying at the UN, we'd appreciate it. Yeah.
Yeah, at the UN, I just kind of talked about what I'd seen in Gaza myself, and I talked about how I never saw a combatant in the Gaza Strip. Not that there aren't any. There are obviously there are plenty, but the idea that like the hospitals were overrun with combatants and that's why Israel was attacking them. The idea that there were people being used as human shields all the time, and that was what explained all these kids getting killed and shot and blown up. Just didn't fit with what I saw there personally. And then it was kind of surprising. I really thought that with an American doctor testifying about having witnessed firsthand what an American ally is doing with American weapons, I really thought the U.S. ambassador would show up, but she didn't. Didn't even bother. Sent some poor low-level guy who then had to listen to me say, like I'm calling on my own government to just listen to the will of the American people. Most Americans, you look at polls, most Americans don't want us sending arms to Israel anymore. And at least not while they're doing this kind of stuff, this kind of crazy stuff,
Yeah.
So that was basically
genocide.
When people ask me that all the time, and I think it's a legitimate question, but what I always respond by saying is that I would actually be a witness in a genocide trial, not a judge. So I don't really know, but what I think people should just do is just ask. There are people who study genocide, like Omar Bartov, Raz Segal. There's all sorts of others. Those are the two Israeli names that come to mind. They largely say that Israel's attack on Gaza was genocidal. The International Association of Genocide Scholars voted, I think, like 8-1 or something to say that it's genocidal. Amnesty International found that it was genocidal. Human Rights Watch found that Israel committed acts of genocide in Gaza. Yep. The two founders of Human Rights Watch, one of whom is literally a Holocaust survivor, said that Israel is committing genocide in Gaza. Like it's kind of hard to find an expert on Gaza an expert on genocide who doesn't think that the Israeli attack on Gaza is genocidal. So that kind of seals the deal for me.
Yep. Yeah. Now, have you seen the Greater Israel maps?
Yeah.
All right. So if you notice with this whole peace deal that took place, it kind of stopped them from where they're at. They really can't advance anymore. But if you compare that to what the Greater Israel map looks like, there's still a lot of area that needs to be covered. So I don't know how long this peace deal is really going to last for.
Yeah, what do you think? I think 40 people have been killed, so maybe more, since the truce.
Yeah. Since the announcement of the truce, at least 100 Palestinians have been killed, actually. Yeah. It's pretty remarkable. The first thing the Israelis did on the announcement of the ceasefire was to destroy the only remaining water purification plant in all of Gaza. They burned literally everything they could on the way out of Gaza, like as their forces were withdrawing to the Yellow Line from Gaza City. Like it's I hate saying this because it makes the whole society sound like it's crazy or something, but the Israeli goal in Gaza of ethnically cleansing the place hasn't changed. And in fact, their goal of ethnically cleansing all of what you call historic Palestine or Greater Israel, whatever term people want to use, it just hasn't changed, unfortunately. That's been the goal for a very long time. It's a pretty ugly goal. We unfortunately have a similar history here in our own country, but that was a real long time ago. Now, the world is supposed to have moved on to slightly more civilized ways of acting. And I think, quite frankly, I think most people are not proud of the way our country acted towards our own native population.
Yeah.
And that's a legitimate, there's no need to embrace everything in your country's history. Like, I hope Germans are horrified by what they did to the Jews in much more recently. So, you can't just say my country all the time. And I think, again, that's one of the things I like about American culture. But the Israelis are going to have to kind of get over this crazed notion, because if they want to have any kind of peace and security in the next 150, 200 years, remember how long it took us to actually clear the national territory, right? If they want that kind of peace and security, it's going to take a long time of warfare, and it's not going to be a pleasant thing.
Yeah.
They've got to get over this, and they've got to learn to live with their neighbors. Unfortunately, that's just the way it is.
I've been doing some research into the topic, and I found out that Theodor Herzl was one of the people that wanted to move, the Jews back to a land, right? And I heard before they chose Israel, they were looking at Kenya. There was like 3 other countries that they were looking into to relocate the settlers after the war. And they just happened to pick Israel because they're like, hey, we could, say that it's God's chosen people and we're supposed to be on the land, and it'll make things run smoother. And come to find out that a lot of these people don't even have roots that go back to that land with the Palestinian land. It's very, very strange.
Yeah, and I see a lot of violence out of the settlers trying to drive people out of their houses.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. In the West Bank, the settlers are completely out of control. I'm supposed to be in the West Bank in April of this year. I haven't been there since 2008 or 9. I can't remember now. Maybe 2009.
And the IDF is there. The IDF stands there like their backup.
Correct. Yeah. So the way people may not know, but like the geography of the West Bank is that there's kind of a populated spine of Palestinian territory, going from Jenin in the north all the way down to Hebron in the south. Jerusalem is right in the middle of that. And then there's rural settlements all around, like rural Palestinian villages all over the West Bank. The Israelis have basically taken the high ground everywhere. Just because of the way Israeli Supreme Court decisions worked out and things like that. So every hilltop has an Israeli settlement on it that looks out on the Palestinian villages below, like this panopticon kind of crazy situation.
Wow.
And now the Israelis they've gone, this was the situation like 2006 and 7. Now they've started moving down from the hilltops because basically the Israeli government is just ignoring the Supreme Court's decisions, and even then the Supreme Court tends to ratify their decisions after the fact anyway. So now the Palestinians are being kicked out of even their own villages. Right now, I forget the name of the town, but right now there has been a sustained and ongoing regular settler attack on a village outside of Ramallah, which is populated almost exclusively by American citizens.
Yep, and there's a lot of Christians, right?
And it's a lot of them are Christians, exactly.
Yeah.
And it's completely nuts. And there was just a reporter, I forget it again. I wish I could remember the details. I forget his name. And they assaulted him.
Right? He ran from the vehicle, got away. But the other person that he was with suffered a brain hemorrhage.
This Israeli settler who's a huge, if you look at the video, he's a large fellow. It's not like he's some, not that beating up.
Metal rods.
He smashes an old woman in the head 3 times with a club. It's like, what on earth are you doing? There's no scenario where this is okay. It's completely crazy. And this guy, the amazing thing about it is this reporter, again, I really wish I could remember his name, but this reporter starts talking to the U.S. Embassy, and he says, look, the IDF is not protecting us. We are American citizens. We are breaking no law. We are doing absolutely nothing. We are being assaulted by citizens of Israel, and the embassy just tells him to screw off. Basically, it's kind of amazing. And actually, it's kind of funny because I actually had the exact same experience on March 23rd or 24th. Now I can't remember, the day of or the day after Nasser was bombed. The hospital I was at was bombed and my patient was killed. I posted on Twitter and it went viral because, I was saying an American citizen was almost killed in Gaza. And so I got a call, and it was a 972 number. 972 is the country code for Israel. And I was like, maybe it's an Israeli journalist calling. Let me just pick it up. It was the U.S. Embassy. And I said, hey, they were like, we saw your Twitter and we wanted to make sure you're okay. I was like, no, obviously I'm fine because I posted on Twitter that I was alive, so I'm fine. Yeah. But, if you want to make sure I stay fine, maybe you could tell the Israelis not to bomb Nasser Hospital again. And they said, oh, that's really not our role. Yeah. I was like, what are you talking about? They're using our weapons to do these things. Of course it's your role.
Wow, we got loud audio over here. That's because there's some behind the scenes, action going on between our president and their prime minister.
Probably. And and just so nobody misunderstands me, it was just as bad under Biden. I mean, it was just, it's not a flaw of the Trump administration. It's a problem with our ruling elite in general.
Why wouldn't they honor the ceasefire?
Yeah, because they
they weren't.
Oh
yeah, and that's exactly the thing. It's
out here.
Sorry, am I yelling?
Not you. It's me. It's on my end, not yours. You're not. But what I was going to say is, it seems like their president, in every opportunity to show some kind of overstepping or authority over our president, it seems like he's doing it. With every opportunity he has, he's saying he's just disobeying our president, and he's not doing anything that he's promising. Yeah. And it's getting really disheartening for Americans, and it's really driving most, I think, of society crazy to see a prime minister from a country that's so small basically one-upping our president over and over. And
we got about a minute left.
Yeah. So you're feeling the same way, I take it.
Yeah.
That's the thing. We sent, meaning American healthcare workers, we sent the Biden administration 2 letters, and we sent the Trump administration 1, just saying what we saw in Gaza and asking to meet with them and tell them in person. No response from any of them. It's just shocking. Yeah. It's just absolutely shocking.
Yeah, it's horrible.
It shows you that we don't have a democratic country, which is like small d democratic country. Yeah. It's just it's. I think this is putting into stark relief for a lot of people what our political system actually is, and it's not what we're told it is.
So real quick, where could people support you? Where could they go to help you out on your journeys?
And how could they follow you?
Nobody needs to help me out with anything, but if you want to follow me on Twitter was X, it's just my name, Feroze Sidhwa, or on Instagram, and what's the other thing? Threads is just F Sidhwa. Yeah.
All right. Well, we appreciate your time tonight, and maybe we'll get you on again in the future. And you could.
Yeah, you're a champion, and we appreciate all your work. And
thank you guys.
Very brave.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Thank you for your
contribution. Thanks, guys.